Never forget this, that the only insults, attacks, or criticisms that hurt are the ones that you already believe about yourself. Because listen, if you were to come up to me and you were to call me and call me out as a purple turtle, I wouldn't get defensive. I would think that there's probably something wrong with you, because I know without a shadow of doubt in my mind that I am not a purple turtle. But if someone else came up to me and told me that I was a weak pushover with no backbone, and if I were to be hurt by that, that means that there's some fragile part of me that does believe that. And if it did, I would get defensive. I would tighten up inside. I would feel threatened and angry and react back to you. And it's also true that I did grow up with a mother that emasculated me just like that as a child growing up. And so if I get offended later on in life, it's because that pain is alive inside me still. Now, if you were to call me those things again, and I didn't believe it and didn't get triggered, it simply means that that pain does not live inside me. And once again, I would respond to you as if you were calling me a purple turtle. It's the same thing. So anytime my wife or even a stranger does something or says something that triggers me, I get curious and wonder what insecure energy inside me still needs attention. Perhaps it's as simple as the little boy inside me that still needs some love and acceptance. People who are hyper independent have a lot of trouble asking for help. They tend to isolate themselves. They can't take compliments very well. They won't ask for favors and they refuse to delegate. They won't rely on people and often think that I can do it myself. This is not strength, but instead a trauma response to a massive amount of pain in childhood where the people closest to them that they wanted to depend on let them down again and again. And unfortunately, these phantom childhood pains are still stuck in their nervous system and subconsciously blocks love and connection with others. It destroys relationships and leaves them ultimately feeling extremely empty inside. And they can't even help it because it's an unconscious nervous system response to protect themselves from a threat that no longer exists today. It's a sad life for these people. But they can change if they can practice vulnerability, taking risks to ask for help, learning to be okay with disappointment, and ultimately that is the path to freedom. A man with a physically or emotionally absent father will grow up to be a chronic people pleaser, put other people's needs before his own, and also develop an avoidant attachment. He will assume it's because he's unworthy of his father's love and will carry this inner child wound into adulthood. Because he lacked the guidance from his father in developing an internal sense of self-worth, he will instead cope with this pain by avoiding conflict, be completely dependent on external validation, try to be the perfect friend, the perfect husband, the perfect worker. He will be incapable of expressing his own needs and emotions, and he will also be extremely sensitive to criticism and have difficulty making healthy male friends because subconsciously he feels he is unworthy of his father's love. He will have a very difficult time saying no, setting boundaries, because his father never taught him how. And as an adult, he will attract a partner that has her own mother wound to complement his father wound. Two wounded people raised by wounded, unhealed parents, perfectly complementing each other's wounds. And they will continue to recreate this childhood experience only to pass it down to their own children, continuing the cycle that has happened generations before. And unless they begin to do the deep healing work of connecting to their core wounds and reparenting the hurt little boy or little girl still inside them, this generational trauma will continue to pass down to their kids and future generations.